Marlon 𝗙𝗂𝘆 Vera taking on Pedro Munhoz. 𝗙𝗂𝘆 is a minus 200 betting favorite, plus 170 for Pedro Munhoz. Vera 8,600 on DK, Munhoz 7,600. And 𝗙𝗂𝘆 Vera is probably the biggest Sean O'Malley fan coming up on Saturday night, even though he's coming off a loss against 𝐷𝗵𝗆𝗄𝗃. 𝐷𝗵𝗆𝗃 may not hear us, but you're already hearing O'Malley saying he wants his first title defense to be against 𝗙𝗂𝘆 Vera here. But, you know, I feel like we could just go back to some old shows when we talk about 𝗙𝗂𝘆 Vera. We're going to talk about the same thing here, Pete. The guy's just a slow starter.
Yeah, he's a slow starter, and he's in a 15-minute fight now. It makes me want to pick Pedro Munhoz. I'm telling you right now, it makes Pedro Munhoz much more appealing than any normal situation. Pedro Munhoz throws good hand combinations, has great leg kicks, very good submission skills, tough to put away. Marlon Vera, very good striking, solid submission skills, slow starter. It's a guy that needs to get back to being aggressive in 15 minutes, and I don't necessarily love the fight from a DFS aspect. You have 8,600 for Marlon Vera going up against a very, very durable, Pedro Munhoz. 7,600 for Pedro Munhoz to go out there and possibly win a lower volume affair. I just don't see 100-point ceiling from either one of these guys, and you don't necessarily need 100 points if he's one of the very few underdogs to come through on the slate. I don't know, man. The 15 minutes is the only reason that I want to get behind Pedro Munhoz, but as far as skills and range and just kind of, momentum within their career, we did pick Pedro Munhoz. I picked Pedro Munhoz to beat Chris Gutierrez, and I looked smart in that situation, but styles make fights. I think it's going to be a close fight. I do still think Marlon Vera wins the bout, but as a considerable favorite, he should do a lot better in this matchup than I think he's going to. I think he's going to play with his food a little bit, make things a little bit too competitive where it's 29-28 decision win for Marlon Vera. I'm just going to skip the fight from a DFS aspect. If I get to anything, it would be much more of a Pedro Munhoz underdog decision win, but I'm just going to hope that my other underdogs come through. But yeah, it's still a Marlon Vera pick for me, despite the uncertainty in 15 minutes.
Like, to me, if I'm in the corner of Pedro Munhoz, and to me, the mindset this entire training camp has got to be, we got to go right when the referee says, let's get it on. I mean, just because 𝗙𝗂𝘆 is notoriously a slow starter, so if you can bank that first round, now you only got to win round 2 or round 3, and we know 𝗙𝗂𝘆 Vera is typically a very strong round 3 performer. Like in terms of a GPP play, it's not a fight I really love in terms of GPP, but like as I'm looking at current ownership projections and I'm looking for leverage spots, right now, Pedro Munhoz is one of 3 leverage spots I really see on this card. As we sit here on a Thursday, we'll see where those ownership projections go.